Welcome back to CryptosRUs. I'm George. We're all George. So it's the day before the big announcement. So are we going to get good news or bad news? Is it a giant fake out for Bitcoin or is it going to spur a massive rally? Let's discuss what's going to happen. Welcome, guys. Welcome. Take a look at Bitcoin right now. It's been trending up. It's been holding steady. 20,500. It has not moved. The bulls are not letting up. And Bitcoin is creeping higher and higher and higher. And the overall market cap, same thing. Hovering above 1 trillion, 1.02. There's a lot of pressure building right now. You know. Something big is right around the horizon. What is it? Are we going to get a massive pump or a massive dump tomorrow? Well, it's already priced in and expected that tomorrow's rate hike by Fed Chair Powell. He is going to have a press conference, so I will be streaming again, morning stream and the afternoon. But it's already priced in and expected that he's going to raise 75 basis points. But what everyone is looking forward to is if he is going to start saying that enough is enough, we're going to start tapering. We're going to start decreasing upcoming rate hikes. We're going to start slowing down the craziness that we have experienced for the last 12 months, basically. Okay, that is what everyone's waiting for. Some kind of dovishness from Powell. Tomorrow, don't expect to have a 50 basis point hike. It's still probably going to be 75 basis points. But as you go throw in that language, that is what everyone is waiting for. And that is why the U.S. markets right now, futures market is in green today, even though it's a little bit red, right? But overall, it didn't dump. People are just kind of waiting to see what happens. Now, there's a couple things that came out that could affect this. Number one, job openings still surged in September as more jobs opened up. In fact, now the discrepancy is even wider in terms of available jobs versus workers, or actually unemployed workers. There's 1.9 jobs available for every unemployed person. So obviously, when you look at it that way, wages are going to go up, and obviously when wages go up, it's supposed to affect buying power and inflation and all that stuff, right? So this is not so good because it shows that the labor market is still strong. But you know what? Maybe people are going back to work or trying to get back to work, and businesses are hiring because, you know what? Maybe they need money. It's not that they finally decided to go back to work. Maybe they actually need some money because of how expensive things are. So that's why they're going out to get a job, which is why you see unemployment go down, right? Doesn't actually mean everyone is super wealthy and just sitting at home doing nothing. So, I mean, you got to take this, you got to look at it from both sides, okay? That's all I'm saying. But there's other people like former U.S. Treasury Secretary Larry Summers, who thinks that you can't be dovish because if the U.S. dollar loses strength, okay, that's going to be bad. It's going to offset trade, and then it's going to make things more expensive for goods in the U.S., which will, again, cause more inflation. So it's one of those things, it's very complicated. There's many different ways that can rise prices of goods, right? So we will see. We will see what tomorrow does. Obviously, that hawkishness, if it somehow disappears and he becomes more dovish because he's like, well, inflation seems to be tapering out and, you know, we can't just go on this ferocious pace forever. You know, that's going to be fantastic. If there's an off chance that he does a 50 basis point rate hike instead, that will send everything to the moon. But I don't think that's going to happen. And for him to go up to 100 basis points, I just don't see that happening at all. So tomorrow will be important. My gut is I'm reading these news, I'm reading what these guys are saying. And when you have BlackRock and Goldman Sachs and many others that think that Powell is going to throw that dovish language tomorrow, so I tend to think that they may have some inside track and they already know what's coming. Even though they don't officially know, maybe they kind of know. They're all kind of connected in the background. That's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking tomorrow could be a great, fantastic day. That's what I'm looking forward to. But we will see. In the meantime, what else happened today? MicroStrategy also reported earnings, missed slightly, just barely. They actually did much better than people thought, and they didn't take much in permanent loss from holding on Bitcoin either. So overall, it's good for MicroStrategy, and their stock actually went up today. So that's pretty good. What's not good is Toyota just released their earnings, and it was absolutely horrible. Horrible. The profit tumbled 25%. Their overall revenue tumbled, and this may be the start of the end. Start of the end, I should say, for Toyota. Maybe they're not going to be the dominant powerhouse of tomorrow. I don't know. That's probably great to exaggerate, but this is the first time in a long time I remember that they have missed their earnings so badly, and they're blaming on chip shortage. But many analysts think, this is not just that. They should have done much better than they did. I don't know. Maybe it's a Tesla effect. All right, what else is positive today? MoneyGram adds Bitcoin, Ether, and Litecoin trading to their app. I don't know why people still think they need to add Litecoin. Literally no one on planet Earth holds or talks about Litecoin. So I don't know why these apps, when they come out with Bitcoin trading, they seem to always add on Litecoin. It doesn't make any sense. You know what also doesn't make sense is MoneyGram used to be owned by XRP or Ripple. So why didn't they add Bitcoin, Ether, and XRP? Huh? Why did they choose to add Litecoin instead of XRP, the people's currency? I don't know. But anyways, I guess this is good. This is bringing on their own demise quicker, getting people to use Bitcoin, Ether, and Litecoin, and getting them to recognize, hey, why do I need MoneyGram when I can send literally anyone in the world as much as I want without any fees or very little fees, and no one to authorize it or ask for KYC information? This is basically bringing on their own demise quicker. But we'll take it. Why not? Very positive. Also, this is very positive. Monthly histogram flipping. So you look at basically monthly scale. You look at Bitcoin. Whenever you had the MACD flip above, right, or similar indicators, that's a very positive thing. On the monthly scale, things don't move that quickly. But when they do, that generally means you have some really good stuff coming up, and you could see what happened in 2018, 2020, and possibly starting right now. So you don't want to miss it. Here shows how much Bitcoin is going on at exchanges ever since the beginning of the month. Even though Bitcoin's price has been stagnant, the whales keep buying and taking them off the exchange. We're talking about $3 or $4 billion worth right here. A ton. These whales are not stupid. They're buying while everyone else is freaking out. So this is also very positive. All right. Now, on to some other crypto news. Binance. They invested in Twitter. CZ and Elon seem to go way back, right? But seems like they're going to be helping Twitter. They're going to help them fend off bots. They're going to help them with Web 3.0 innovation, and they may help them with other things with their wallets and so forth. So there was definitely a reason for that investment. Not that CZ just liked to waste money and say, hey, here's $500 million. This gets them in the door. So if there's future stuff that needs to be integrated, guess who's involved? Binance. I'm glad it's Binance and not FTX because I think FTX tried. Sam Bankman-Fried tried to throw $15 billion at Elon. Elon said no thanks. Even Elon probably had the sense saying, I don't really know this guy or trust this guy. So I'm glad to hear that it's not FTX because they're already involved with way too many projects already. Okay, so that's pretty positive. BNB chain, I've covered this recently. Their unique addresses is blowing up. In fact, they have more addresses than even Ethereum at this point. That's also very positive. What else came out from Elon about Twitter is they will be introducing Blue for $8 a month. It's been highly speculated that Elon was going to do something with verification. Now, anyone could get verified for $8 a month. And with it, you get half as many ads, ability to post long videos and audio, priority replies, mention searches, okay? And you get to bypass paywall for publishers. And this creates a revenue stream for content creators such as myself, even though I've been staying off Twitter, right? Maybe I just go jump back in because of it. So, overall, I think I'm reading through the comments. Most people think this is a pretty good thing, although he did not announce how you could pay for that $8 yet. Is it traditional means or is it using Doge? We have not heard much about Doge yet, right? But it's just a matter of time. Doge also got added on Flux. A lot of you guys are aware Flux is like a decentralized cloud computing storage network. You can now run your own Dogecoin node on Flux. That's pretty positive. And also, many people think that Doge is on its way to 20 cents in the near future. It's not far off. So we will see. We will see. Now, the other major meme coin, Shib, right? They have stuff going on too. They've been pumping, not as much. They've been being carried by Dogecoin recently, but Shibarium is coming. A lot of people think this is going to be a major, major thing for Shib. Okay? So we will see. They have a lot of things going on. I still like Shib. Layer 2, Shibarium, their metaverse, their NFTs, their DEX, a whole bunch of stuff that is still in the pipeline. So I think they still have really good momentum and good things to look forward to. In addition, the people's currency, Ripple, you can now buy and sell and have NFT marketplace on top of the Ripple ledger. Interesting. So we know Ripple, XRP ledger, right? There's a really tight relationship, even though the two are not the same. But anyways, we know that XRP ledger has been trying to expand upon, this bridge currency use case. I mean, they want to do a lot more, right? And there's EVM compatibility that's coming up, and now we have NFT compatibility coming up. So there's a lot of great things that's happening with XRP right now. And plus, recently I covered Coinbase is filing to support Ripple in this lawsuit against the SEC, which is also very positive. And a lot of people are speculating that Coinbase will be re-adding XRP in the near future. I think they have to win the case first, but still, probably going to happen, right? Coinbase just doesn't like the SEC. I think they just want to stick it to SEC, and this is good because no one wants the SEC to win this lawsuit. No one. So overall, pretty positive. This is also positive. The bankruptcy judge denies Celsius from paying $3 million in retention bonuses. Okay, I think the guys did enough, and they're still claiming that they're owed $3 million because they've been working too hard. Come on, cry me a river, okay? So I'm glad to see this judge saying, no, you guys are ridiculous. How can you be asking for retention bonus when you just collapsed and caused how many billions of dollars to go with it? That's positive. Vechain. Haven't talked about Vechain in a while. UFC coming up November 12th. You see Vechain all over the place, right? They have this big partnership with the UFC, so that's pretty positive. But outside of that, They still have a lot of stuff going on. They now have a sandbox, so you could test your stuff ahead of time. They're moving to POA 2.0, right? That also scales and moves them to more decentralized governance and much more. They're still forming partnership left and right. So overall, very positive for Vechain. All right, guys. Tomorrow's a big day. Tomorrow is an absolute big day. Are we going to see that pump or dump? I'm thinking pump, but we will see. 60% of the time, I'm right every time, so keep that in mind. All right, let's do some Q&A. Noah, do we even want him to taper? Has inflation come down? Well, PCE, which just came out last week, shows that inflation did taper. It went up slightly, but less than expected. Overall inflation is coming down. It's that core inflation that is still going up, but it's slowing down. It's not increasing at the same rate. So that's pretty good. That's pretty good. Keep in mind, a lot of these inflation indicators are lagging, right? So you don't want to overdo it. You want to find that fine balance. It's like you're at an edge of a cliff. You don't want to overdo it. You go over and it's end of the road, right? So you kind of want to just come close to it, start breaking ahead of time. So that's what, you know, people are expecting, that you don't want the Fed to keep raising rates until it's way overboard. Then it really crashes everything, and then it's too late. You don't want that to happen. You want to slowly kind of get to that edge. At least that's how I see it. Litecoin is widely used for online slots and gambling. Why not use stable coins? Why would you use, you know, LTC is supposed to be like BTC. It's supposed to be a store of value. So why would you use it for gambling? Use a stable coin for that. Let's see. Noah, appreciate your support. Always do. Everything will crash. According to Phil, everything will crash in 2023. The pain from increased rates is delayed. See, that's what I'm talking about. Many people feel like Jerome Powell may have gone overboard, right? Even though he may be tapering, I mean, rates are still climbing. And just look at unemployment. I mean, not unemployment. Look at the 30-year mortgage. It's already past 7%. Imagine it goes up to 9% or 10%. Hopefully it never gets there. But imagine then, right? Imagine car loans, any kind of loans being at 10% plus, credit card loans going even higher. Who knows, right? It may get out of control. That's what we don't want. What do you think about decentralized social VI jokers? I think they're all too early. None of them has shown any traction at all. So growing a social media network is very, very hard. Centralized or decentralized, doesn't matter. It's very, very hard to get that momentum, the network effect they call it. That's why Facebook buys out everything, because it's not that easy to create a TikTok or WhatsApp or Instagram. What do you think is a realistic high for Vechain in 2024? Everything in 2024, the bull run, the next bull run, I mean, it's probably going to be like 10x. I mean, the entire market cap probably go up 10x. Maybe even more. Who knows? Think about all the institutions that have jumped in, how much money is waiting on the sidelines to enter, and plus retail FOMO. You put all that together, we're going to see a pretty good run. If all retail investors sell Bitcoin, how much would it crash? I have no idea, man. Dan, I have no idea. 50%? I don't know. No one knows at this point how much, say, institutions hold, exchanges hold, retail investors hold, miners hold. I mean, I don't think there's a certain percent that's been calculated. What do you think about Charles' interest in partnering with Doge? I never even heard that. I don't know if that's true. That doesn't sound like Charles. So I can't really comment on that. Doge certainly has been doing good. If it keeps going up, it's go past XRP and be at number 6 soon. Uniswap also has been doing well this past week. What else has been doing well? Chili's has done well this past week. Theta has been gaining momentum a little bit, so that's good. Clayton did pretty well this week, despite today going down a little bit, but they're still up 28%. A lot more projects moving to Clayton. I've been noticing that. Mina is also going up, though I'm still not a fan of Mina. Osmosis, which is the biggest DEX on Cosmos. I'm a really big fan of Cosmos. Does the government back FTX? I hope not. I hope not. Am I going to stream the meeting tomorrow? Probably. No, actually. Oof. Yeah, I don't think so. I got something going on tomorrow. So probably not. Probably not. Man, I forgot. I'm picking up something big, and I totally forgot about the meeting tomorrow. So maybe I'll delay it a little bit. I don't know. I'll let you guys know tomorrow. Stratocaster Mangold. I love you, but you're straight up wrong. We're dropping, dude. Okay, we'll see. We'll see who's right. Do you see more upside potential for ETH or Algo? That's tough. I think ETH is still not done. I think ETH definitely could keep going, but Algo is such a small cap, not small cap, mid cap. Its market cap is way smaller than Ethereum. So for the next 3 years, Algo can move up quicker. It can move up quicker, but in terms of overall potential, I think Ethereum is still higher at this point. If you think Vechain get 10x from here, would that only mean 5x for BTC? Not really. 100x is minimum, but 150x, I mean 100,000, 150,000, 200,000, all possible. I'm just throwing out a number here that I think is reasonable, but you know, with FOMO, whenever you have that blow off top, things go crazy the last few days. Who knows? Just look at all the previous cycles we had before. The last week, the last 2 weeks, things are just going sky high. They go to levels you can't even imagine. So who knows where Bitcoin will be at the next blow off top. What do you think about Uphold? I don't use it much, Lucas, so I think it's okay. I've used it a few times, but I haven't used it that much. I can't really comment on it. Is there a way to track the OTC supply? I don't think so. Not that I know of. It's too hard because anyone can move stuff around, right? And you just don't know. You don't know how much it gets moved from one person to another. The only way for Coinbase Blue to not require a 5-day pause on funds to clear, some banks are starting to use crypto. I don't know what you're asking there. What do you think about Quest Pro? I think it's ridiculous to expect people to buy a $1,500 headset right now. I think that's just really bad timing. Maybe when things are doing good, but bad timing, especially when Facebook itself is doing so horribly. The Quest Pro is not going to help. Mark is desperate to try to grow their metaverse, and coming out of the $1,500 headset is not going to help. So sometimes, you know, you got to weigh your options and set a priority, okay? And coming out the Quest Pro probably should be ranked like on a 1 to 10 scale, probably the lowest 1, because there's so many other things they should be worried about right now. Can we see a 50 basis point tomorrow? I don't think so. I don't think so. What we're going to see is 75 basis points, and then Powell saying the next one we could go lower. That's what we're waiting for. Just a little hint that they're pulling back after this one. That's what we're waiting for. Feel like we kind of missed the blow off top. We did, Chris. I think we did. It was premature because the Fed. I don't think people expected the Fed to be so aggressive or start as early. Well, at least some. Some people thought they should have started earlier. But, you know, in December, we started getting the FOMC meetings and stuff like that, incoming rate hikes, inflation data, all that stuff kind of offset the blow-off top. Yeah, honestly, that blow-off top should have carried Bitcoin to 100,000, but it only carried to 70,000, which is fine. But the next one will carry us further. Jeremy, is there any price in 75 basis points? Everyone thinks it's ready, 75 basis points. Bullish on Texas. Texas barbecue? Okay. 75 and then 50. No, the 50 for December is not priced in. Right now, it's still priced in 75. Okay? What we're waiting for is 75 and the possibility of 50 in December. That's what we want to see. Okay? And then next one in January, February, going down to 25. And then it just tapers off until it stops. That's what we want to hear. Daniel, are you focusing on any ISO 20022 tokens? No. I'm going to tell you why. I looked it up. ISO is this new standard for banks to transfer between each other. It's some kind of new software that's supposed to be a better version of Swift. That's not what crypto is about. Crypto is, in itself, a payment rail, payment gateway. You don't need banks. You don't need financial institutions. That's not what crypto is about. It's trying to overthrow those, right? So to ask whether or not a project is ISO 20022 is saying, is it fitting some bank standard? Do you really want your crypto and its network to be following some bank standard? It doesn't make any sense to me, right? So this whole emphasis on it, I don't know who's throwing it around. maybe the XRP army, because supposedly XRP is ISO 20022 compliant. But, you know, we're trying to overthrow the banks. We're trying to overthrow the financial institutions that we do not trust. So why would you want to follow one of their new standards? That's how I look at it. That's how I look at it. Is Charles really liking Dogecoin? A lot of people seem to be commenting on it. So let's check it out. Did he mention about Doge? He seems to like this $8 setup. I don't see anything about Doge in here. Maybe I missed it. I don't know. I don't see anything about Doge from Charles. Michael, yes. He mentioned it 3 days ago. Okay. Let's just put it at that. Seems like you guys already saw it. He verified for me. He said to make it a side chain. Oh, I saw that tweet. That's not endorsement for Doge. Didn't he say he wanted some kind of social media that's a side chain on Cardano? Not Doge itself. He just wanted to see a social media platform. That's what I thought he said. Anyways. He offered to make Doge a sidechain. Yeah, I don't think Elon wants that. I think Elon likes the fact that it's proof of work right now. I don't know if he really knows that. He never mentioned that before. He mentioned about how Bitcoin is very energy intensive before, but I don't know if he realizes Doge is also proof of work. I don't know. Respect to all ADA holders. Yeah. See Yushi token? No thanks. Hey, Crypto Crow. Jason, welcome. Good evening. What else? Respect to everybody with the balls to be involved with crypto. That is a true fact. True statement. To be in crypto sometimes makes you feel like you're crazy. People will call you crazy. People will point fingers at you and make fun of you, especially at family dinners and Thanksgiving when things aren't doing so well, right? But those of us that stuck it out, got through the bad times, adversity, we were rewarded for it. It's quite honestly that simple. You want to buy when other people are fearful. You want to buy when things are low. And then you just hodl until you make some tremendous gains. It's that simple. Are you getting a Bored Ape? No, this out of my price range. I don't want to pay 100 ETH. I don't know if it's dropped down. It was like 150 ETH at one point. I don't know where it's at right now. All right, guys. Tomorrow is a big day. I will let you guys get some rest. This guy right here is going to determine whether or not we're going to get a giant fake out for Bitcoin or a giant rally. He could be kickstarting it right before midterm elections. This could be the kickstart. If we get some dovish language from him tomorrow, it's going to be 75 basis points. But if we get some dovish language from him, it's going to be fantastic. So smash the like, subscribe to the channel, and tune in tomorrow, 8:15 a.m. Central Standard Time. Have a good night, guys. Take care. Bye-bye. Oh, by the way, I have something to show you guys. Don't miss this. This is very important.
What do you think about Ripple?
Well, I mean, I think it's too centralized, but I definitely want to meet Chris Larson.